Hello. Hey, you know how you turn a fox into an elephant? You marry her. I didn't write that joke. I used to be such a nice guy. About 2 years ago, it all changed. I'm in the supermarket, and I'm standing there trying to decide whether to buy pumpernickel or wheat. Pumpernickel or wheat. And this very short, very heavy black woman comes strutting up the aisle. And so I took a step back and I politely said, "Pardon me," and I swear to God, she stuck her hand in my face and said, "Out of my way, reptile!" I stood there and I scratched my head and I said, "Did she just..." No, nobody would do... She did! And that's where it all went downhill, ladies and gentlemen. Couldn't let it go. I followed her right up to the checkout area and I tapped her on the shoulder and she turned around and said, "I beg your pardon, did you just call me a reptile?" And she put her hand on her hip and started doing that Jerry Springer neck thing back and forth. And I pulled out the "oh no you didn't" finger first. And I said, "Let me tell you something, this does not give you the opportunity to start telling me how hard it is to be a black woman in a white man's world. I was polite, you were just rude, and I think you should just go." And she did. She ran right out the front door and I stood there scratching my head going, "Wow, was I just that mean?" And then I look and there's 50 pairs of eyes staring at me in terror with their jaws just down like that. And I said, "She started it." You know, the older I get, the more loud, cynical, and just plain mean I become. And you know something? I don't care. I'm continually yelling at kids, "Get off of my lawn!" I don't even have a lawn. I laughed at work the other day. This kid goes, "Ooh, your face moved." And I was like, "Yeah, this is your future." You know, and when you're in conversation, you mention the 80s or 90s, God forbid the 70s. Some little chippy will always pop up and go, "You know what, I wasn't even born yet." I'm like, "Screw you." I used to say the same thing. I was senior class favorite in 1979. Student council member of the year twice. I was who's who among American high school students. I was popular and a good student in college. And look at me now. I don't know the difference between save and save as. Cut and paste. I'm taking scissors and numbers. Actually, I did just start the fall semester at Santa Monica College. I'm taking a class in basic computers, and I'd forgotten how expensive school is because the books cost more than the bulletproof vest. I gotta tell you though, I'm old, but I still love to dance. And I'll dance anywhere, anytime. I go to clubs by myself in Hollywood all the time, and I have this great way to get in for free, and it works like a charm. I come walking up, dressed like this, maybe sometimes khaki pants with my shirt tucked in, and all the cool kids are outside smoking. And they look at me like, "What does he want?" And I walk right up to the window, and the attendant's like, "Can I help you?" And I go, "My daughter is inside, and she is 17. And they're like, "Please go right in." I'm like, "Thank you, sucker." And I'm out on the dance floor like this in no time at all. Only once have I been busted by the doorman. He was like 5 times bigger than me, and he's like, "Go pay." And I'm like, "Yes, sir." But I'm a smoker, and I make no apologies for smoking. I keep auditioning for the part of the guy that blows the smoke upstairs in the baby's room. Oh, there's no smoking in California commercials. I haven't gotten a call back yet. But when I'm at these clubs and I'm outside smoking, it never fails. I'll be out there just drunk and smoking away. And they always come in twos. Cute little blonde girls, early 20-something. And they're like, "Wow, you dance really good." And I'm like, "Thanks." And I'm not buying you a drink. And then they're like, "Fuck you, Grandpa." And they just... You know, I gotta tell you, I know there are a lot of people that disagree, but I'm really sick of this ID debate that's going on in the country right now. Okay? Now, I understand that maybe in the 20s, 30s, or 40s, there were people that were born in rural areas that just did get issued a birth certificate or something like that. But this is 2014 in the United States of America. And in 2014, if you don't have some sort of identification, it means one thing. You got something to hide. Let me tell you something. If I, Bob Dean, could get my fat ass out of bed and spend 2 hours on the phone talking to the state of Pennsylvania, explaining to that nice civil servant who puts up with bullshit all day long, which is why they have the bad attitude, and try and explain to them 10 times how I left my ID in my shoe at the beach, which was stupid, and it was stolen, but I can't find my birth certificate anywhere, which my parents instilled in my formative years was more important than showing up at somebody's house without a phone call, or at least a cheese platter. That you still got to do it. So I explain over and over again, and I pay the fee to have that birth certificate shipped, and all the computer says I still live at 16th and Bay Road in Miami Beach, Florida, and I haven't lived there in 20 years, but I continue to push on with it because it's the law. And I get that driver's license, which means I'm going to do jury duty because it's our civic American duty to do so. If I can do it, anybody can. You know, it doesn't make me a cracker racist to assume that everybody should have a piece of ID if they're going to have the privilege of driving and the right to vote. Oh, come on, you guys. I'm friggin' gay, I'm a Christian, I smoke cigarettes, I don't speak any Spanish, and I live in Los Angeles. I'm the fucking minority, okay? That's right, and it's true. Yeah. I'm a confirmed bachelor. I know y'all know what that means. I don't give a fuck what you think. For those of you that are under 50, I'm gay, all right? I'm a big old homosexual. And I'm a bear. And a bear is a fat guy with body hair. And boy, do I have body hair. I have so much body hair. I fell asleep in the pool last year and aliens made a crop circle on my back. When I'm in an intimate situation, my partner's favorite pillow talk is... And I have lots of straight buddies, and they are straight. They are good old all-American straight men who are not queer at all, but they have questions. And I'm out with a buddy the other night, and we're having a couple of drinks. We're outside smoking, which I make no apologies for. And we had a couple shots of skill. He looks at me and goes, Bob, so let me ask you this. Are you the top or the bottom? And I was like, it just depends on how much scotch I've had. He's like, okay. Well, let me ask you one more question. He goes, does the guy that pitches, does he generally pay for dinner? I'm like, yeah, it's customary. And then I look at my straight buddy and I'm like, let me ask you something. How come you eat pussy but you won't eat clams? He said, clams don't moan. All right, I got a little song, and I love to sing. I wrote this a little while back, and it kind of just sums up what kind of a homo I am. I don't like to say that word homo because it'll offend some fags somewhere, but I'm going to sing it for you a cappella, guys. It goes, I'm the most boringest kind of a queer. Well, I don't like gay bars, and I love muscle cars, and I drink lots of beer. I'm the most boringest kind of a queer. I'm the most dismalest kind of a fag. Hang with girls who aren't hags. I don't get guys in drag, and my torso just sags. I'm the most dismalest kind of a fag. What the hell is a gaga? My shoes ain't from Prada. American Idol's a joke. Gotta find me a boyfriend, someone who's a real man, a barfly all jacked up on coke. I'm the most boringest kind, yes, the most dismalest kind. My psychiatrist tells me I'm fine, I'm just queer. Thank you guys very, very much. Thank you.